Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call!
Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You're mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblake to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Welcome to Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Tyler.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Peter.
And the Wheel of Destiny picked my movie for this week, The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Good afternoon. You must be Martin.
That's right. You must be Anna.
That's right.
I brought you some little gifts.
That's very kind of you.
It's a keyring with a musical note on it for Kim, because I know she likes music.
What a charming boy. How long have you known him?
Quite some time. His father was a patient of mine.
Don't worry about it.
I wanted to say one more thing. I'm really sorry about Bob.
It's your penis.
It's nothing serious.
No, it is. They will all get sick and die. Bob will die. Kim will die. Your wife will die. Understand?
No, I don't.
My mom's attracted to you. She's got a great body.
He's got issues. Serious psychological issues.
You do realize, Stephen, we're in this situation because of you.
Nice trailer. Really like that.
Concise.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer came out in 2017. This was the follow-up of Yorgos Lanthimos. Am I saying that correctly? Yorgos Lanthimos?
I put the emphasis
Lan.
on a different syllable.
Lanthimos?
Lanthimos.
Well, this is his follow-up to his debut, The Lobster, which also stars Colin Farrell.
Not his debut.
Oh.
He had Dogtooth before that.
Okay, no one knows about Dogtooth.
I know about Dogtooth.
Plenty of people know about Dogtooth.
Everyone knows The Lobster, okay?
Never heard of it.
I guarantee you, if I asked my mom, she would not know what the lobster is.
Really?
Also, that's not the word. That's not what debut means.
Whatever. I don't care.
Clearly.
This is his follow-up from the Lobster, which I thoroughly enjoyed. That also stars Colin Farrell as well. It stars The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Stars Colin Farrell, Barry Keoghan, Nicholas Kidman.
I
heard it. Nicole Kidman.
And Nicole Cage.
Nicholas Kidman. Nicole Kidman, Rafi Cassidy, and Sonny Suljic.
Yep.
Who starred in mid-90s, which I thought he was really good.
Plays Atreus in God of War.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's a little kid.
Mm-hmm. Is that right? Wow. He's prolific already. And he's not even 10 years old.
He's more than 10 years old.
I know, that was a joke because he looks like a freaking 10-year-old. So as you heard in the trailer, The Killing of a Sacred Deer is about Dr. Stephen Murphy, who's a renowned cardiovascular surgeon who presides over a spotless household with his wife and 2 children. Lurking at the margins of his idyllic suburban existence is Martin, a fatherless teen who insinuates himself into the doctor's life in gradually unsettling ways. Soon the full scope of Martin's intent become menacingly clear when he confronts Stephen with a long-forgotten transgression that will shatter his domestic bliss forever. This is a great movie about a 16-year-old boy witch.
The witch.
who puts a curse on this poor man's family. This is my first time watching it. I've been meaning to watch it, and the reason why I put it on the wheel is because I knew I was gonna like it, and I wanted to discuss it in depth on air. So we'll just go around the room. Joseph, initial thoughts. Was this your first time watching it? How did you like it after watching it?
Oh. I thought there was more after that. The cadence implied that. This is my first time watching this movie. I've seen The Lobster years ago. And I've seen his other projects, Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness most recently.
The Favorite.
As well as The Favorite.
It's a good one.
Have not watched Dogtooth. And then he's done a bunch of shorts. And he did a movie in 2001 called My Best Friend and a bunch of music videos. So I've only seen his more recent stuff. And I feel like Yorgos has a similar problem to what Nicholas Winding Refn has in the sense that he needs to work off different material other than his own for me to enjoy it. For example, Nicholas Winding Refn did Drive, which is based on a book, and it's a great movie. And then he did Only God Forgives and Neon Demon, which are both his original ideas, not based on anything. And they are not nearly as good as Drive, neither of them.
Not a lot of stuff is as good as Drive, though, to be fair.
Yes.
It's a great movie.
But that's the difference between them, is that it is based on something. And The Favorite is based on history, I believe. And then he has his own sort of fictional inclusions into that. And then Poor Things is based on a book. And I enjoy Poor Things a lot, and The Favorite as well. And then Kinds of Kindness, he goes back to his ways of The Favorite and The Killing of a Sacred Deer. And he has a writing partner, and his name...
Like Emilio...
Efthimis Philippou. And so when they're together, you can tell, because the characters and the way he writes his characters, it's as if they all live in the same society in which they are not allowed to show emotion, or it's frowned upon to show any sort of emotion.
Interesting.
It's like Equilibrium.
Yeah. Or they are just like the most socially awkward people you've ever met.
Bunch of oddists.
in your life. Because they speak very bluntly and without any sort of fluctuation in cadence or anything like that. They speak like robots.
My daughter had her first period last week.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
Very off-putting.
And even the first conversation between him and his anesthesiologist, Bill Camp,
about the
watch.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's a very nice watch. Is that a leather strap? I prefer metal straps." It's just like this really random.
You prefer metal? I prefer leather.
It's chit chat, but it's like the most boring chit chat ever.
Yeah.
And not even like acted in a way that is
human.
Yes.
It's very surgical, like,
and he does it on purpose, obviously. Like he's going for that. And The Killing of a Sacred Deer is very much, I feel like, even more of what The Lobster was. The Lobster was a very outlandish idea in this like sci-fi world where you get turned into an animal if you don't find a partner, right? And this one is a little bit more grounded in reality, but in a sense, it's like whatever reality that Yorgos is living in.
Sure. Greece. This is the daily life in Greece.
It's how the Greeks were. It's how the Greeks talk.
Eat an olive and a whole red onion,
and
then talk like this. Talk like Colin Farrell. And bewitch your doctor.
And I have to assume that this is like as far as like dark comedies go, this is like as dark as you can get.
Yeah.
In terms of comedy.
It's a dark and dry comedy.
Yes,
it's very dark and dry.
Very dry. Because there are moments like when he's talking about like this, like eating spaghetti like his father. And it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like everyone told me that I ate spaghetti like my father. Like whenever I eat spaghetti, they're like, oh, he's eating it just like his father was.
I twirl my fork and then I put it in my mouth. It's just like,
and it's like the most
like everyone else.
And it's the most obvious thing. Then he goes on to say like, and then it turns out that everybody else, you could assume that I was very upset about that.
I did laugh at that.
And like almost more upset than when I found out my dad was dead.
Yeah.
Like really?
And it's funny, but it's presented in a way in which it
shouldn't be funny. You shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's just really weird to laugh. It's like, like I'm being held hostage and they're telling me a joke and it's really bad, but I have to laugh, otherwise he'll kill me.
Sure. It's like Rocco telling the joke to the Italian mob boss and Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah.
I am having a shitty day. Tell me a joke.
So it's hard for me to say if I thought it was a good movie, but I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's equivalent to The Lobster in terms of enjoyment. Where I just like it's just a hard genre of movie for me to latch onto and like I don't know, like find something that I like about it.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't have a good time necessarily watching it. It's more of me just going like, what? Okay.
I can't remember. First watch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So not
Because it wasn't particularly funny, but when it was supposed to be funny, I still didn't laugh because I just felt so weird.
You're like looking around. Am I okay to laugh? Should I laugh now?
Is that?
Maybe we had a sign on the screen that just said applause.
Please
or
laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a very particular type of person to really like love these movies because I mean they're out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like this.
So you didn't enjoy it?
Specific version of Yorgos, I'm not a big fan of.
Okay. Pete, I'm sure this is not your first time watching this movie.
No, not my first. I've seen this before. And when you put it on the wheel, I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta watch this movie again.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Tyler, are you bleeding from the gums right now? Your teeth in the front of your mouth are like blood red.
Oh, it might be from the Skittles.
Oh, okay. Great thing to eat right before you're going on air. So you have to suck the red 7
Just washing
dye.
it down with the Pepsi.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm similar to Joseph in the sense that like I don't think it's a bad movie, but if this movie was a martini, it would be all vermouth. It is dry, baby. It's a dry ass movie. It's like I think similarly also about maybe Yorgos needs somebody to rein him in. Like he's a good director, but he's like gets stuck up in his own stuff, his own product that he gives because these shitty performances. But it's not like the dialogue that's bad, it's the performances that are bad. I mean, the dialogue itself is just kind of ho-hum, just having a conversation about a watch, and then it pays off later. But two people that are interesting and are good actors could make that conversation a casual conversation between friends, and then it comes back later because the kid has the watch, and you infer whatever you're going to infer from that. But it's like Yorgos is, I can only imagine on set. He's like, okay, no, too much emotion. Take it out of it. I want you to imagine that you are on like Quaaludes or something. I want you to imagine that you took a bunch of formaldehyde before this, and you're about to slip into a coma, but you got to get this line out before you pass out. That's what I feel like his line delivery that he's asking for, and that doesn't come from the script; it comes from his direction.
Yeah.
And then he did The Favorite, and Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz and Olivia Colman are just killing it, full of charisma. Rachel Weisz is probably the most subdued of that. But each one of the characters are like popping off with these great charismatic characters. Emma Stone has never been as magnetic as she is in that movie. And it's like, that's the same guy. And he's he's the director. It's not like it's not like a different director came in to make the act. So anyways, I'm thinking of his career as a whole rather than the movie, because I've seen the movie before, and I try to find like a deep meaning behind it, and I don't know if there is a deep meaning. More so maybe just themes.
Yeah.
And the themes that I could find, on the second watch is like, it's a role reversal. It's a removal of power. It's taking power away from somebody who feels like they're very powerful. Doctors are idealized in society, and it's almost like
Well, he has nice hands.
They say that a million times, and it's like, I have a feeling that has something to do with like the idealization of doctors in our society. It's like, oh, you're a doctor? Oh, you must be a good person. There's asshole doctors too.
Yeah.
You know, there's decorated war veterans that are total assholes.
Yeah.
You know, that are bad people or racist. And it's like, it's okay to say that about this person just because you are this also doesn't mean you also can't be a cunt.
Yeah.
You know, and Colin Farrell throughout the entire thing is like proves over and over and over again that he's a bad person. The only one thing that he doesn't really do that you would expect him to, because he's a piece of shit the entire movie, is cheat on his wife. But he does objectively also not good things. Again, his wife is a consenting adult, but they're role playing an unconscious patient.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to do the general anesthesia today? Okay. She gets naked, lays on the bed, and he sexually attacks her. You know, it's a role playing thing. So yes, they're both consenting adults, but it's like, that's the fantasy? You're a doctor. You deal with
never
people
done that before?
You deal with people that are under general anesthesia. And what you're saying is, oh, I've always wanted to fuck one of them, but I can't. So I guess I'll just tell my wife to pretend like she's an unconscious victim. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What a loser. What a bum, you know?
I mean, people have their fantasies, you know?
Yeah, and they should be shamed for them sometimes. So
no argument from me.
yeah, so I don't know. It's like, it's interesting, the whole parody thing. It's the pairing between, you know, his life and the child's life. And ultimately, like, I did find it the actual unraveling of once the family accepts the fact that this is happening. We don't know how, we kind of know why, but we've skipped past all of the, well, how is he doing this or whatever. It's like no one even comments about it. Like, he's doing it. He's making us sick.
It's the lemonade.
What's that?
It was the lemonade.
Yeah. And it's
My
like,
mom loves it.
I like the idea of him being a witch. I never thought of it in terms of that.
That's what I thought the whole time.
Okay, well, whenever
Her sister was a witch!
when you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When you're terrified of witches, everything that you can't explain is a witch. But I like that bit of it, and it's like it's a normal 100% world that everybody's just acts strange in.
Yeah.
But this guy, through his rage and revenge, feels like he can and does poison his family, essentially. So once they've accepted the fact, now the role reversal within the family of the kids now groveling and doing what their dad says and like begging for their life, basically, with the whole surreptitious begging too was so funny to me. Like, oh, why don't you just make it me, because I love my mother and brother so much that I would just rather not live in a life without them, and blah 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 blah. And you're like, it's like a reality show. The people that are begging for votes on a reality show or something, saying whatever the fuck they need to say in order to get on to the next round, except for it's life and death. So like, I don't dislike it, but just like Joseph said, it's like I have no desire to rewatch it. I had no desire to rewatch it this time, but I'm not mad I did. It just, I watched it and I go, okay, I'm gonna have fresh eyes, and I'm gonna come up with this from the new perspective, and I'm gonna figure it out this time. What's Yorgos saying? And I watched it. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's also weird. Why is he talking about the spaghetti? Okay.
Is that a homage to Gummo?
Yeah, I know. It's like, there's so much strangeness happening. And then like the out of left field hand job, I always appreciate that in cinema.
I feel like before I even
always appreciate
it was
it.
revealed.
Yeah.
I feel like
You knew
something's happening here.
Yeah, for sure. So I always appreciate it out of left field hand job or dance sequence. The Master has one.
I wonder what the direction is there.
The Brutalist has one.
What was the God? What was that Mad Mikkelsen movie that I stream picked that had that jazz number?
Oh, was the other one with Nicole?
Another Round.
Is that the movie with
Another
Nicole
Round.
Kidman jacking off the guy in what's that movie? Destroyer.
Oh yeah, you're right. Destroyer.
Yeah. She's jacking off some guy to get information out of him too.
Now we gotta know how many times Nicole
jacked
Kidman's
off.
jacked someone off on camera,
On camera.
in character.
It's in her writer that she has to jack off somebody in
It's
a
like
movie.
Tom Cruise on a motorcycle. Excuse me, Mr. Bay, Michael. I don't see my hand job scene in this one.
I'm pretty sure my agent said over the contract, right?
Yeah, TiVo in the break in the green room, fresh fruit every
TiVo.
morning, and I gotta have a hand job scene, no matter what. Anyways,
I don't care if it's Snow White.
Dopey's getting rubbed out. All right, so yeah, it's interesting, and
Okay.
and again, I'm kind of going to a little bit deeper than I probably should on my initial thoughts, but you know what you're getting yourself into with a Yorgos movie. You know, no one goes into a David Lynch movie having seen 2 or 3 other David Lynch movies and goes, "What the? I wasn't expecting that." Like, you know what? I know what I was expecting. I was expecting a stilted dialogue, no emotions, and a plot that makes you go, "What?"
Deadpan delivery,
and a just interesting and weird and boundaries pushing sort of production. And that's what I got. And it was that. It was that.
All right.
So there you go. That's my grade.
Great. Awesome. So thank you for joining us on this review.
All right, Rizzler, what did you think about?
Hey, Tyler, you gonna bring the boom? You got
No.
big shoes to fill from that big child.
Yeah,
Big child, that poor abused child. This was
You think the Rizzler scene, Killing of a Sacred Deer?
I think it's his favorite.
I would,
Come
what?
and See is probably his favorite.
That would be horrifying. But I do not share the opinions of both of you. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I think this was better than The Lobster. It was funny, poetic. I like that stilted dialogue that Yorgos is famous for. And I think with this movie, what I liked about it, why I thought it was better than The Lobster was because, and a lot better than Poor Things too. Freaking hated that movie. What he improved on after doing The Lobster was having a grounded plot that's easy to follow. And it was also just it never like insists upon itself. Like
What does? I'll give you $100 if you could explain what that means.
that was the joke. I was just
It insists upon itself.
I would never use that seriously. Come on. I mean, I know I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. But like it
what
doesn't.
you just said is one of the most insanely
Yes.
idiotic
Thank you.
things I've
Thank you.
ever
Thank
heard.
you. Cut it.
Everyone in this room is now dumber.
I just watched that scene the other day. It's so
At no
funny.
point were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Oh my god, it's
Gift
fun.
that keeps on giving.
It's funny because it's true. But yeah, I thought that the simplicity of the plot and the dialogue and everything really kind of created a playground of thought for the audience. And so initially when I first went into this movie, like I already knew what the basic plot line was. I didn't know how it was going to like, roll out and everything, but like I already knew like, family gets cursed. I don't know how, I don't know why. And then so I'm watching the movie and Martin, Barry Keoghan's character, immediately I was just like, oh, he's just a witch. Like this
It's obvious.
I like it.
like it's like, oh, he's a witch. He cursed this family because they killed the father killed his dad because he was drunk on the job as a surgeon. Who does that?
2 drinks.
It was just 2 drinks. It's like, what? No, you shouldn't have any drinks while you're performing, especially a life-saving surgery. So
Cut to him like Denzel in Flight, chugging a plastic jug of vodka. I got a surgery in 20 minutes. Hold on. I got the shakes. You take the age off.
Oh, that's sad. But yeah, I thought it was really easy to follow, and I really loved Nicole Kidman's performance in this movie. Like, really kind of blew me away. I thought she was a very good supporting actress, and I wasn't much of a fan of the kids. They kind of were just like in the way of the story. Like, I know like they're a main part of like the conflict that's going on with Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman's character, but I mean, I wish they were a little bit more in the background. And then just Barry Keoghan, like just hits it out of the park as being this really, really creepy person. Just very creepy.
I mean, just look at him.
Which like, I wish Yorgos had a little bit more stones and showed more of torturing of Barry Keoghan. That would have been nice to see Colin Farrell just.
I mean, he
go
just
at
punches him and shoots him in the leg.
Yeah,
He wants the Paul Dano treatment from Prisoners.
Yes.
Barry Keoghan getting ravaged by
boiled with hot water.
Yeah. I mean, because if you think about it, like if I was put in that position, like because you were saying, Pete, like he's in a position of power, like he's like a world renowned like cardiologist, and
Perhaps.
so I mean
Maybe.
he's a keynote speaker at like what I would assume is a very exclusive gala. So I was assuming that he would use all that position of power rage and put it onto Martin.
I mean, he did. He was torturing a child.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Not
too,
enough
is
for Tyler, though.
No, it wasn't.
I wanted some more underage love.
I don't know, man. That 15-year-old's pretty hot.
But yeah, this movie. This is the thing with Yorgos that I like is that he makes these movies like The Lobster and The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and they're marketed as not comedies. Well, I think The Lobster was kind of marketed as a comedy, but not really. But this Killing of a Sacred Deer was definitely not marketed as a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like a lot of people went into that movie thinking, okay, so what's this movie about? Like, it's okay, so this family's cursed. And it's intentionally funny, but a lot of people don't get the comedy of it. And
on IMDb is listed as suspense, mystery, drama, horror, mystery, and thriller.
Yeah, those are all correct genres. Like I would say it's a thriller and a horror and a drama. I think the interaction between Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman was very strange.
Since it's a comedy, what was the funniest part for you?
The funniest part
when he shot his son.
You don't see that though.
Huh?
No, yeah, you do. You see it. Yeah, you see.
Oh, the end. Yeah,
the end,
I was thinking Martin for some reason.
Yeah, that was funny. Just because of how absurd it is, like just him putting the beanie over it, like just like spinning around in a circle with a gun and just shooting at random. I was thinking, and I honest to God, I thought Nicole Kidman was going to be the one that got killed.
I thought he was shooting himself.
Well, I thought that would have been what we should have done.
That's what he should have done.
Yeah,
he's the one who killed the dad.
But if you think about it, though, like the rules of the curse is that he has to kill one of the family members. So if he killed himself, is he considered a family member? Or if he just kills himself, now they're just all duct taped and paralyzed to a couch. One of them's dying.
Well, either way, he's dead, so it doesn't matter.
So,
right?
I guess so.
Once you're out of this mortal plane, it doesn't matter what happens to the rest of the people.
I guess so, but still, if he cared about his family, and
fuck
he knew
you, I got mine.
If he knew the rules, yeah, I mean, but who knows what happens on the other side? But I really like this movie a lot. I think there's a lot of metaphors that you can take away from about like the like addiction and how it can destroy your life, and then like talking about like the anger of grief and knowing the person that like if a person caused like your grief against you, feeling that anger and putting a curse on their whole family. It's really superficial stuff, but I just think that it was just a really well done movie, and you liked the hand job scene because it was out of left field. I was just like, of course that would happen. Of course.
Typical.
I saw
Next thing you're gonna tell me that he's a witch. Oh, I forgot he is one. How typical.
But yeah, I was really entertained after I watched.
But did you like the movie though?
After I watched the movie, I was like, yeah, it's okay, it's mid.
But did you like it?
Yes, I loved it. I really did. I liked it.
Definitely a mid movie.
I liked it more than The Lobster. I appreciate the originality of The Lobster, but this movie was.
So give us your Yorgos rankings.
I would say, well, my top one would be Killing of a Sacred Deer. Second one, The Lobster. Third one, Poor Things. And those are the only works I've seen from him. So
you liked it more than Lobster?
Yes.
Cool.
And Poor Things.
Oh.
I hate Poor Things.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Freaking hate that movie. Biggest disappointment in my life.
I don't know that you do.
What?
I don't know that you actually hate it. It's a strong word.
Okay, dislike then, maybe? I didn't enjoy it.
He can hate it.
I know you can hate it, but it doesn't line up to what you've told us.
What do you mean?
You watched it first, you said you were angry, and then you reflected upon it, and you're like, oh, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then it turned back to hate.
And then every time I look at your phone, there's those sex scenes with Emma Stone. I keep looking at your phone over your shoulder, and it's just they're gifs of the sex scenes.
I can't get away. I can't get enough. Yeah, I really enjoyed Killing of a Sacred Deer. Yeah, and I definitely will watch it again.
Oh, tomorrow?
No, I need it. You know what? It's kind of like one of those movies where like you watch it, but then you just let it simmer. You know, just let it sit.
Oh, okay.
What is it about this type of movie, I guess, that draws you?
I think it just really, I think it highlights like the absurdity of just like us as human beings. And I think that, you don't, what do you mean?
No, sorry. It was nothing.
About it.
It just highlights the absurdity of like human nature. And I think Yorgos, what he expertly does, along with other like comedians who do that sort of kind of humor with like the stilted dialogue and just like putting characters in these extreme situations, is that they do it so deadpan that it highlights like, what are we even doing here? What are we doing?
The one thing I'll say about Yorgos that I appreciate about that is specifically what you just said is it's almost like taking a situation that could be played as a melodrama or could be played as a high drama, removing all the emotion out of it and making like stripping it down to the very basics of what the actions are.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that, but I feel like that works good in short films, you know?
Yeah.
The entire movie, there's no emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there isn't really. And you know,
and I want emotion.
I mean, he breaks down crying at one point. He gets angry at one point. Yeah. But that's the extent.
Yeah, I think like anger is the only emotion that's emoted in this movie. There's not really any. I mean, jealousy too on Nicole Kidman's part because she thinks that he's having an affair on her with Martin's mom, and that again, that scene where she like starts sucking on his thumb or finger or whatever, that made me laugh so loud. It was so funny.
Wouldn't you if you saw Colin Farrell?
Suck on his thumb?
Suck on his thumb.
Yeah.
Well,
suck on something.
Yeah, charge. Yeah, guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. If I saw Colin Farrell, I'd be like, oh, hi, Colin Farrell.
Also going on the board. We got some good drops.
I'm your host, outrageous Tyler. Yeah.
I liked how the obsession, like throughout the whole movie, there is a weird, like a pairing between Colin Farrell's character and Barry Keoghan's character.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think that they're very different, but at every single turn, they are sympathetic on every single thing except for their watch band. He doesn't like the leather watch band, but Barry character does. Martin does like the leather watch band. Everything else, and I'm curious why that's it, but he's like, they both like fries and they save them for last.
Mm-hmm.
He says, oh yeah, I thought you're gonna have like be way hairier than me in your armpits, but you don't really have that much more hair than me.
You're not three times hairier.
Yeah, I mean, you're a little hairier than me because you're older than me, but it's not like that much. They both lie constantly. You know, he's lying to his wife, he's lying to his coworkers. And then Barry Keoghan Martin is saying, lying about his mom having an affair with what's his name, or him flirting back to her or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a constant thing, and they're both gaslighting each other or gaslighting other people in their relationships, in their lives. It's almost like you're just as bad as I am, even though you think that I'm this terrible person because I'm doing this to you. You did it, and you won't even admit. You killed my dad, and you won't even admit it.
Yeah, that's interesting because like they don't really go into what the mishap on that surgery was to lead to Martin's father's death. Like they just say he died on the table.
Doctors are an interesting thing because when something goes wrong in a surgery, most of the time it's based. I mean, I'd say majority of the time it's a human error. Mm-hmm. Like if something were to be slightly different and they executed something slightly differently, then the person could have pulled through. All that being said, it's a very, very high stress environment that it demands absolute perfection in some cases to be able to save this person's life.
Yeah.
So it's like you didn't get them sick, but through action, a slip of the hand, or you forgot to pinch this thing off before you cut this other thing or whatever, this person's now dead. Mm-hmm. But the doctors are not held liable for the death because if you were to do that, then no one's going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Like mistakes do happen. It is a human who's cutting you open, and that human may make a small slip and you don't make it through. And it's like the chance of success in these are not because, the tumor is too far progressed. Maybe it is in certain cases, but it's like, this is a really difficult maneuver.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do, I might fuck up. Three out of 4 times I'm going to fuck up. But that one time, if you're one of the lucky ones, I'm gonna nail it right. They don't say it like that though, because then it's like, you killed my dad. And then you get fucking the witch, Barry Keoghan the witch, coming after you and your kids.
I wish my doctor would talk to me like that. They'd be like, "Yo, man, you got a tumor on your spine, and
it says here your shit's all fucked up."
And I've done this surgery before, but I've killed 4 out of the 5 patients I've done this surgery on. Are you cool with that?
The last one made it fine. He's living a kick-ass life.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're either gonna die of this tumor on your back, or you're gonna die trying to get rid of it, what's the difference?
I mean, you get put under.
Joseph, you know the film vault, right?
I'm aware of the film vault.
I'm aware of the film vault. So Bald Brian from there, he had a brainstem tumor. It was a non-operable tumor, still non-operable. And when he was diagnosed with it, it was like 2% chance of survival past 6 months. It was like almost 100% death rate of that specific type of tumor in that specific area. And he got signed up for this experimental cancer treatment called Avastin, and it was not even approved for human use yet. And he was a human trial for that. And he basically said, "I'm going to die anyways. Throw whatever you got at me," and it worked.
Damn.
And that was 10 years ago. So surgery is no different than that.
Yeah.
It's just surgery is not a marketable product that you can deny. Have you ever seen that procedure that they have for hand amputees, where they can, if you're amputated above the wrist, and you have no hand use above the wrist, or even if it's below the wrist, but they take it back, it's a illegal in America's operation.
Illegal in America.
Procedure.
I love it already.
But certain countries will allow it, and it's very controversial. It basically allows for the 2 bones in your forearm to act as giant fingers. They close it around the 2 bones, so you have 2 giant fingers around your bone.
Oh.
And I seen video of a person after the surgery, and they're living their life like normal,
like a pincher bug,
like picking up like a big ass pincher bug. And it's like, it's crazy.
That's so weird.
It's so weird. But it's like that. Ugh. Yeah, that's like an illegal operation.
What is the benefit? I mean, you could
pick things up.
You could pick stuff up.
You could still live your life. You could still pick things up with it. Mm-hmm. And it's like your arm is bisected like this.
God. Oh my God. That's awesome.
I have a feeling there's probably like open heart surgeries that are like, that's frowned upon. We don't do that here.
It's like,
well, now they have the pig heart and the pig kidneys that are
illegal.
Well, no, not in America. It's the first American.
Illegal.
I mean, it should be illegal. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's not good.
But speaking of heart surgery, just real quick trivia: that opening scene was a real heart surgery.
Oh, was it?
Really?
I thought it looked. It was so visceral.
I was watching that like, how did they get this shot?
It was filmed during an operation on a real patient who was undergoing quadruple bypass.
Awesome.
Awesome. Love quadruple bypass.
Sick.
Love that for that.
I like surgery videos. Sue me.
Okay, I will.
I will sue you.
That's suable.
My quality of life is decreased because of you.
Never mind, I take it back. I
Yeah,
apologize.
what do they call it, for damages and
Emotional distress.
But yes, that's what I'm suing for.
Quality of life and emotional
For
distress.
liking surgery?
Yeah,
video?
that's strange.
There's more. That's just one
other
of,
things.
That's one of the line items on the lawsuit.
And Colin Farrell was in attendance for that surgery as well.
He was.
Yeah.
Cool. He was looking up how to do that arm surgery on himself.
Yeah.
He's like, this would be great for the role.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, man, you know, I always enjoy Colin Farrell, like, in anything he's in. Whether it's The Lobster or True Detective Season 2. He's just a damn good actor. And
The Lobster, The Penguin.
yeah, the Penguin. Yeah, I forgot he was the Penguin. Yeah, I think, and then also, you know, Nicole Kidman gave me a lot of Eyes Wide Shut vibes.
Just because of the underwear she was wearing in that one scene.
Yeah.
It's literally it.
Yeah, well,
It's a low light scene. She's in the bedroom.
Something about Nicole Kidman, like, she is like an esteemed actress. You know, she's like, she's a main player in the acting
A-list.
world, you know?
A-list.
But she still chooses these really odd roles. And that's something to appreciate, I
Yes.
think. You know, like Baby Girl's the most recent one, where it's like a very kind of offbeat movie.
Yeah.
It's not like, I think she played like the queen of Atlantis or something in Aquaman.
She did, yeah.
Well, and then she's in this movie playing a person who indulges in the fantasies of her weird husband.
Yeah, like rape fantasies, basically.
Yeah.
Well, Kate Blanchett, Brianna and I were talking about that when we were watching Borderlands. She's like, how do they get Kate Blanchett to do this? I'm like, she was the elf queen, you know?
She could do whatever she wants.
She was the voice of the monkey in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. She does,
She was?
yeah, she does weird projects. Like she's down for fucking anything.
She played Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. She did play Bob Dylan.
and she seems so stuck up in real life. Like when you hear her in interviews with other people, it's like, ooh, I'm Kate Blanchett. I'm gonna voice a monkey in the next one. And then she's like Lydia Tarr,
Yeah.
or Benjamin Button's girlfriend. You know.
I wish I could be her girlfriend.
Yeah.
I wish I could be Benjamin Button's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Would you love me if I was a baby?
Tyler, don't ask that.
Yeah.
I really wish that that Nicole Kidman was the one to sacrifice herself for the family. I was really hoping, after seeing the family all tied up with duct tape on the couch, which kind of strange anyway because they can't move, so why tie them up? But
That's a good point.
like,
Nicole Kidman could still move.
Completely crippled, tie him to the bed.
yeah, that seemed deliberate. Then I mean, it was obvious it should have been her. Like, it
Nicole
was
Kidman?
Yeah.
Why was that obvious?
She was the one not afflicted. It was the kids. And I'm assuming if you're a parent, you're gonna want to, like, Nicole Kidman should have had the balls to say, like, oh yeah, you know what, just,
if you're not gonna kill yourself, I'm gonna kill myself.
She should have said, husband, kill me. No, because the rules are that he has to kill. So she should have been, husband, kill me. And then
Husband, kill me.
Kill me now, husband.
And then he should have done it nonchalantly, just like, okay.
All right, I have a video of this procedure.
Why?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait, the opening of the movie?
Are we?
No, the arm procedure.
Oh God.
It's not the surgery.
The aftermath?
Yeah.
The results?
Here, I'm gonna send this to you on the messenger.
Okay. Do I have to capture?
Yeah, you might have to do a little bit of capturing.
All right, well, continue conversing while I pull this up.
Okay. Well, yeah, Nicole Kidman was for me, when I was watching the movie, she was the obvious choice. So it was a little bit disappointing to see him kill.
Just capture that one, the screen right there.
Poor Bob. Poor Bob gets shot in the chest.
You should have cut his hair.
Like he said, like
he's the one who's suffering the most, and he's the one that dies.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that.
Like, because
he's suffering the most. Because he's like bleeding from the eyes.
He's bleeding from the eyes. He's starving to death. Can't move his legs.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I mean, for real though, it should have been Colin Farrell. He killed life for life.
But again, though, that's not punishment, though. That's the easy way out for him. So
Sure.
the whole point is that
He should suffer.
He needs to suffer just the same way that Martin did, which was like Martin's whole justification, where he's like, well, now you get to know what it's like to have a family member die or whatever. I don't know exact words that he said, but on a surface level, you can get the point, but like when I was thinking about it, it's just like, dude, no, just like you were saying, like the doctors, like they're not 100% liable for these patients, like human error.
Not according to the witch he is.
Well, yeah.
All right, Joseph, I'm gonna play that video.
Do we get doctors' track records when it comes to surgeries, like success rates?
Like
probably not.
records?
Like a doctor's like 10 and 5. Like
It's funny because it's funny, sad because like police officers get fired from their department and they just move to another city and they get hired again.
Yeah.
it's like Catholic priests.
Yeah.
They just move to different churches.
Isn't it interesting that it's all these men in power? And you're like, oh, you get dethroned from power and you just move to another place to get more power.
Yeah, so you can keep doing it.
Yeah,
until you take over the world.
Colin Farrell's beard, though.
Yeah, let's look at this video. Go ahead and transition over there. So this is that arm surgery, and it's a really short video. Yeah, just gonna play it. Look at his arm. Yeah, rewind it again. It goes really fast. Just go to the beginning.
Yeah, like look at that.
You see that?
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Do it again. Rewind it again.
That's way better than not having a hand.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a
pinching.
It's like a flattening iron.
He's like a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, no shit. Look at that. He looks like he's having a good time too. He's like
he can grab that piece of paper.
Yeah, he's like paying this guy. Hey man, here's your money. Ugh. It's like no, we don't want to bring you the no boob money. You can't put keep your money in your bra and give it to me when you're sweaty. Don't give me your freaking clamper.
Yeah, your clamper.
He could still be like a puppeteer.
Yeah, he could be. Imagine him like doing creature effects.
He could do like a crocodile head.
Yeah, I'm all for that surgery, man.
He could do like a bird head or a crocodile.
I wouldn't do it personally, but
the other people that I've seen that have the picture images they have of it, it's a lot shorter. That guy has like his whole length of his arm.
He's missing both of his hands.
Is he?
Yeah, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have his right hand.
Shit, then he really needs it.
Yeah,
couldn't afford the other hand.
All right, you can go back to. You can stop that. If you're on the audio only,
you're missing out.
You're missing out.
You're
Got this really controversial surgery in Vietnam.
I think what was very impactful for myself on this movie was the music. The ominous, like, ambient music.
I feel like there wasn't hardly any music at all.
There was a lot of music in it, and it
actually you're wrong. There was a lot of music, almost every second of the movie.
Really,
it was actually a musical.
Oh, okay. I love the musical number when he's like, "People tell me that I eat spaghetti just like my dad."
Mm-hmm. People tell me that I eat spaghetti like my dad.
I think the most
so help me.
I think the most disturbing line. Well, one of the most disturbing sequence of events is when Bob he gets paralyzed, and in desperation he tries to make him walk. He's like, "All right, let's go for a walk," and then he just keeps falling over, which was hilarious. I think
it's not supposed to be funny.
The most unsettling scene was
that is supposed to be. Are you kidding me?
Not.
Oh,
it's not.
I was laughing every time.
Yeah, you laugh at other people's plight.
And people with like genetic disorders,
that die.
They die from it.
They die from it.
That's hilarious stuff.
It's great. I love the part where he got gunned down in a blaze of fire because he's trying to save his son's life. Classic. Hilarious.
What is this?
My name is very fucking confused. What's your name?
That's California Jack over there.
No, that was funny every time the kid kept dropping. And
would you laugh at a paraplegic who fell out of their chair?
Right now, he's doing it now. Tyler's feel-good comedy of the century so far is Schindler's List. Hilarious. All that Schadenfreude.
I don't think I would It would depend on the situation. Honestly, it would depend on the situation. But
the only time I can
immediately no, I would not laugh at a paraplegic person falling out.
The only thing
wheelchair.
I think you would. That's why I can't bring you around.
Whenever someone with a disability rolls up, Tyler has to leave the room because he can't stop laughing.
Have you ever seen those like Facebook and Instagram reels where it's like little kids when they see someone deformed in public and they just
stare intently?
What's wrong with your hand? How'd your hand get like that?
Yeah, that's me.
Mom, can I touch his hand?
Yeah, I'm like a.
You look weird.
I'm like a moon.
Why do you talk like that?
Tyler hasn't moved past that phase in his life where he's like, look at that guy. He looks different than me.
You see that guy over there? His arm looks like a fish fin. No, not in all seriousness. No, I wouldn't laugh at someone who was disabled, but I did laugh at this paralyzed kid falling down every so often out of bed. And okay, but anyways, getting back to my point.
Wait, when's this? Can we talk about that for a second?
But getting back to my point,
I have nothing else to say about this movie.
Well, I do. So getting back to my point, the one scene that creeped me out, like where like I kind of like side-eyed it a little bit, was where the kid falls out of Colin Farrell's arms in the hallway of the hospital because Colin Farrell is desperately trying to get his kid to walk because he's in disbelief. He's just like, "Come on, you crazy son of a bitch, walk."
You're playing football because your old man did.
And so he falls in the hallway and he's like, okay, let's play. You want to play a game? He's like, what game? And it's like, well, I tell you a secret, and then you tell me a secret.
Oh, God.
And then,
oh, God. Yeah, I forgot about that scene. Thanks for bringing that up. I almost forgot. I almost washed it out of my mind.
Whoever has the best secret wins. And then he just goes on waxing on about how he jacked off his brother while he was asleep.
His dad.
Oh, that's right, his dad.
Oh, it's even worse.
I thought it was his brother, not his dad. But
now I see why Tyler liked this movie so much.
And I just remember it was just like, oh my God, what the hell? Why would you tell that to your son?
Joseph, have you ever seen The Cell?
Yeah.
Those dreams are what I imagine inside of Tyler's mind looks like.
What?
Oh God.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a very, very off-putting and disturbing scene. And then one of the most more uncomfortable scenes was when he's trying to get his son to eat, and he's just like shoving a donut in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, man, he's not eating. Stop it! You're gonna kill him.
But if he doesn't eat, he's gonna die.
Well, and then they finally come to the logical like conclusion of, oh, well, let's just put feeding tubes in them. Yeah, and I was like, why didn't you just think of that in the first place? Now you're trying to choke yourself to death with a freaking donut. The donut looked delicious.
At first, they think it's like his psychosomatic disorder. Like he's faking it or it's just an all mental thing. Mm-hmm. But obviously, it didn't turn out to be. They didn't take into account that he could be cursed.
It could be bewitched.
Yeah,
he is bewitched.
I mean,
also, it's like the movie also takes what society is generally confirmed as true. Like doctors are infallible. Doctors are this high respected, they're good people, this sort of thing, and turns a lot of it on its head. In the same regard, he's in the hospital with his kids. They're clearly dying, and everyone's like, "There's nothing wrong with them." So fucking leave us alone, I guess.
Yeah, you can stay here and pay your children to stay here or leave. I mean, that's a scary thing to think about, though. Like, if there's something seriously wrong with you, and then like they do every single test on you, and they're just like, we can't find anything wrong with you, and you're like, but I'm in pain, my body, I can't move my legs, for Christ's sake.
I'm upset.
Yeah, there's a movie I stream picked a while ago with Riz Ahmed. What the hell is it called? He plays like Mowgli, I think is what it's called. He plays a rapper, and he starts developing this like mysterious condition where his muscles are atrophying, and he's just going doctor to doctor trying to figure out like what's happening to him, because he's on the cusp of like being an opener for like this big time artist, and this happens to him, and so it's like a lot of that.
By the end, he looks like the puppets from Wienerville, big head and little tiny bodies.
Going back to what Pete said about like Yorgos's directing and for this genre of his movies, because I feel like he has two different styles of movies. The better ones, and then there's this one.
The readily accessible ones, and then pure Yorgos. It's like my favorite perfume.
It reminded me of
Yorgos.
You were talking about like an actor when they're doing a scene, they're making the movie, and they're like putting emotion or a little emotion to it, and you're just like, no, we don't want that.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Is it like his pitch, and what I imagine his pitch to like his producers or to the studio or whatever, it is similar to how the pitch that George and Jerry do in Seinfeld to his show.
Always comes back to Seinfeld.
And he's like, he's like, so what's the show about? And George is like, let me summarize it for you in one word. Nothing. And then Jerry's like, well, something happens. No, nothing happens.
What'd you do today? Well, I came down, I got a cup of coffee, I met you. That's a show.
There you go. That's a show.
That's a show.
Love it.
Yeah. But why is it interesting? Because it's on TV. Not yet.
So you want to get Alicia Silverstone and have her deadpan every line. Correct. All right. What about Oscar winner Nicole Kidman? Not a single emotion. Nothing. She's just there.
What Oscar nominee? I don't know about the time. Colin Farrell and Oscar nominee Barry Keoghan or Keoghan.
Yeah.
Not at the time either though.
He pronounces it Keoghan.
Keoghan?
Yeah.
Keoghan. Like Riley Keogh.
No, it's like that. It's like the bridge from Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. Keoghan. Keoghan.
Okay.
Keoghan.
Speaking of Nicole Kidman and Alicia Silverstone and Colin Farrell and Barry Keoghan, they have all starred in a Batman property.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
And then Colin Farrell, Barry Keoghan, Banshees of Inisherin.
Inisherin.
Yeah. I didn't even recognize that was Alicia Silverstone when I first saw her.
Really?
No. And I saw her name. I was like, she was in this movie?
A real Jennifer Grey and a real Payne moment for me.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny that they have they all started in the Batman property of some sorts at some point in their careers.
That's interesting. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this movie a lot. Will definitely watch again. It made me want to rewatch The Lobster. I didn't see if it was streaming anywhere because I didn't have time. But yeah, so what's a grade Killing of a Sacred Deer? Joseph.
I don't know.
It's really hard to grade.
I have no idea. I guess like a B-.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's B-. I don't have anything else to say about
All
it.
right, cool.
That's it.
All right, Pete, what do you grade Killing of a Sacred Deer?
I'm going to also grade it B-, Alex.
Fair enough.
Technically competent, very interesting, not my flavor.
Yeah.
It's bordering on a C, but it's too interesting. It's too interesting and thought-provoking to give it a C, but I just don't like it. So B-.
Okay.
It's like when you're getting a fountain drink, like a fountain soda, but it has no syrup in it.
So it's like carbonated water.
Yeah.
Just a little syrup,
but just not enough.
Hint of Mr. Pibb.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's like a LaCroix.
Yeah. Early Yorgos Lanthimos is the LaCroix of filmmaking.
It's been said many times.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know it's actually pronounced LaCroix?
Yeah, I knew it was LaCroix.
It's LaCroix, darling.
LaCroix?
LaCroix.
Well, okay, so 2 B-, and it's gonna be an A for me. Yeah, just bring the boom! This is definitely a step up from The Lobster in terms of storytelling and comedy, and I can't wait to see his next film. Or
Begonia.
Did you watch Kinds of Kindness?
No.
That's his next film.
Did you watch The Favorite?
Oh yeah, watch The Favorite. I'm curious what you think about The Favorite.
Okay. All right.
Strong themes of Tyler would like in there, like lesbians.
Oh yeah, I do.
Huge fan of lesbians,
yeah,
Tyler.
I'm a huge fan of the lesbian community. Yeah.
I didn't say the community.
Oh. Well. Okay. Wow.
I like seeing lesbians. I don't like that they exist.
I said that. This guy is a piece of shit. But yeah, rest in peace, I guess. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm such a dick. I guess let's get to the wheel.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right, Killing of a Sacred Deer off the wheel, and
no replacement.
No replacement. That's right. We're making our way through the last entries on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Heather says, "Ooh, Dreamscape, Christopher Plummer and Max von Sydow, An Embarrassment of Riches." Yeah. I was talking with Angry Otter. Says that he imagines that the freaky snake dream in Dream Quest or Dreamscape that he imagines was inside of Tyler's head. I've never seen the movie, so I can't comment on it.
Maybe that could be a new bit. What movie scene is a dream is in my head?
What?
Huh?
What language is even that? All right,
I said, what dream scene from a movie would be in my head?
I already gave you mine to sell.
Yeah.
All right, so let's recap. So what we're doing for the people that didn't listen last week or the week prior or whatever. We are going through all the movies on the wheel. Right here. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And not replacing.
We're not replacing them. When we get to the end of the wheel, we're going to change formats of the show. And we're going to be working into
broader scopes.
Semesters, topics.
Yeah.
We're going to change
the idea of semester.
We're going to change the rubric.
Quarters.
The syllabus will be updated once
we'll have
a
to
month.
do book reports.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But on movies.
Yeah. And essentially what we're going to change it to is we're going to spend the entire month of whatever, June, will be about one specific topic. It could be Jackie Chan movies, as hyper-focused as that, or martial arts movies, which is even broader, or, movies from the 1970s, black and white films.
Neil Breen films.
Whatever we want. And then when we choose the topic, we're going to basically have a list of movies to choose from, and we're going to let the Patreon members choose the movies that we watch.
Movies that have under 5 stars on IMDb.
Under 5 stars?
Yeah.
That's
on IMDb.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think I was Letterboxd. I'm like, that's all of them. So anyway, we're checking movies off the wheel now. Lars and the Real Girl is off. The Town is off. Flypaper from Angry Otter is off. Falling in Love Like Movies is left. Hell Comes to Frogtown is left. Those are both from me. Teeth from Tyler. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 from Joseph.
Come on.
That's it. That's all we got. We got 4 left. And if it lands on...
We probably should start working on what we're going to do.
Yeah. Now we got a month. Basically, we have a month to prep. So I think we actually start planning it out now. A month is a good enough time to get the ideas solidified, get some lists out to the Patreon, and get people to vote on them. I'll have to engage everybody through, email and stuff like that. Because Patreon, a lot of people just don't pay attention to the Patreon app. So, all right. So let's give us a spin. See what we watch next week. If we land on a blank, I'm just going to respin.
I can't see.
Oh, nope. Spin again. Sorry, I'm right in your way. Right in your line of sight. Teeth. Back to back for Tyler.
It's been a while.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I know about it.
It's
I know what's going on in it.
Give us the one line. What is the teeth about?
Where does it come from?
Yeah, what?
Vagina.
Not one word, one line.
Oh, one line.
give us the log line.
That's my wife.
What's it about?
Well, I mean, like it's
about a killer vagina that has teeth in it.
It's about a woman who
What's
has
it about? Vagina.
Puss.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This movie
what?
I watched it like during my heyday of watching like every horror movie ever, and when this came out I was like, teeth, vagina with teeth, biting off dicks, count me in.
Biting off dicks.
And
crippled children falling out of wheelchairs.
It actually has a little bit more of like heavy subject matter, and I think the only reason why this movie even got to the popularity it is because of the gimmick of the movie. But it's actually, I think it's pretty solid story writing. I haven't seen it in a while, so I wanted to revisit it.
Cool. I think it'll be a fun one to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where it's playing. Just Watch, Teeth. Where is it streaming?
I think you have to rent it.
Nope.
Last time.
Amazon Prime, Hoopla, Vudu, Ovid. That's a new one.
Ovid.
I'm just making this shit up.
Plex, and Freevee. Yeah, so you can watch it on Prime or all the free places, basically. No Tubi, though, surprisingly. It feels like a Tubi movie.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's another category. Tubi movies.
Tubi movies.
Tubi originals.
Yeah.
Tubi originals. Oh.
Tubi originals. Those are rough. Hour and 34 minutes.
Yeah.
Blissfully short.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else you guys got?
Nope.
All right. Later, Otter. Thanks for catching my absolutely fabulous reference. I was hoping somebody would comment on that. Okay, cool. So, thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That is Javier, Heather in the chat, Michael in the chat, Steven, and Chris. Chris actually just dropped off a care package for me while we were recording.
Oh, he was here?
No, he just on the doorstep.
But he was here.
He was here.
On the premise.
He came, yes. He was here.
Wow.
Yeah, he was here. My nose knows. He made some 3D printed
what is
DVD case holders for me. He's experimenting with a couple things he designed. So
Nice.
I'm going to test them out for him. But anyways, if you want to support us at the Patreon, do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or you can just listen on the YouTube page or watch here as well.
Yeah.
So until next time, thank you for joining us live or otherwise as we review Killing of a Sacred Deer and we gab and chatter. Follow us next week as we get closer and closer to our rebrand and reformat as we review Teeth, streaming on Amazon Prime. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class.
Oh, and follow us on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class, and on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
That's it. No more voicemail. It's being deactivated.
It already is.
Don't even try.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Hey, if I saw Colin Farrell, like, oh, hi, Colin Farrell.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later. See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.